for the culture.
Hey.
Pura cultura for the culture. Pura cultura for the culture. Pura cultura, pura cultura for the culture. Pura cultura for the culture. Pura cultura for the culture. Pura cultura for the culture.
Hey.
For the culture.
Yo, we still working on our rap, Smiley. We're gonna drop a 16 each of us, way.
A hot 16
barras.
What's it called? But just listen to this track, man. You know, we had the younger bro, man. You know, Maskin Mickey. Shout out to Maskin Mickey, man. You know, he did the intro for us. You know,
yeah. Shout out to him.
But you know, we definitely we've been in the talks. You know, getting Mickey to do like you know, what would you call it? Like
professional studio.
Get in the professional studio and redo the song. But we actually, you know, the beat. You know, we want to actually start looking to see someone that can
provide like a. You know, we rock with some producers that make beats, way. So, you know, we're looking into somebody that can give us a beat that we can kind of put together or I should say help put together, you know what I mean? Yeah. So we're looking into that, man.
It should be dope, man.
But bro, man, we back in here, man. We back in the Pura Cultura studios. Let's set it off like this. Yo, what's good, mi gente? This is Pura Cultura Sin Censura, and this is your boy Lazy.
And I'm Smiley.
And together, we are the Maxit Twins. Yo, man, we back in here, way.
Getting it in, man.
Talking about the bro Maskin Mickey, man. You know, I know he's out there looking to buy a crib, man. You know, Maskins is out there looking to buy cribs these days, way. You know, if we talk about statistics, way, you know what I mean?
You know the statistics?
I don't know the statistics, but I know we're not where we're supposed to be, where they say about Latino homeowners and African American homeowners, way. So it's dope to see that you know, our fam, bro, you know, Maskin Mickey, I think he's the last one to, you know, get his crib. I told him, way, you know what I mean?
He's the youngest sibling, man.
Yeah, the youngest bro. I told him, I was like, bro, there's a crib across the street that's selling, bro. You know, he wasn't shy with it. He said, bro, I don't want to live that close to you.
Yo, you do need some distance, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you do need some distance, bro. Like it's not easy to live close to people sometimes, bro, because it's like sometimes you just need your privacy and you just need your space.
Yeah.
And it's like let's say you know, because this house that's for sale is like right across the street from you, bro. It ain't it ain't like in the same neighborhood. No, it's literally across the street. So let's say
you don't close your blinds. I can see what's going on over there.
But it's like, let's say like you outside working on your car, you're doing some, you just, you know, doing something in the garage or whatever, and he can see you, but he don't come out to say what's up or to help you out. You might feel a type of way. You're like, damn, I see Maskin Mickey. He just I see him in the living room on the couch watching me like remove this whole transmission out this car. And he didn't even come and help. So then it's like,
I know he got the set of fucking snap tools that he didn't even offer to fucking help and shit, bro.
So it's like, you know, I think things like that, you know, there would be a lot of misunderstandings. And sometimes, bro, like you feel like you expect certain things that other people don't think you expect from them. But sometimes you shouldn't even expect certain things. But somehow we just naturally think that certain things are supposed to go a certain way. So it's just not a good idea, bro. I actually agree with him, bro.
No. I agree también, way. And I was just saying it, you know, just to give him some shit, way, because you know, he's like, I don't want to move into the suburbs, fool. I want to be in the hood. I want to live in the city. And I'm like, all right, bro, you should move over there. You know, he's all like, man, fuck that. I don't want to live around too many white people. No sé qué tanto, way.
No.
And I know we did make that post earlier this week about having to feel like you gotta prove that you're a good person. And I know I mentioned that I gotta prove that I'm a good Mexican también.
Yeah.
And I say that, and I said that, and I still stand by it. But I also want to let people know that just like our neighbors got to give us an opportunity, we got to give our neighbors an opportunity también. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've said it before, and I know that shit doesn't sound dope to nobody, but I got neighbors that are completely on the opposite side of the politics that I believe in. Even you could say religion, or even the habits that we have, or even the way that we get along, social
sexuality too.
Sexuality. I like women. They might like men. I don't know. But when we get together and we do like bonfires, or I go hang out with them over here where people hang out at their garages, they do bonfires. Before I had my baby way, I used to be, garage hopping, bro. You know what I mean? I was cool. Everybody was cool with me, way. So I do want to like also let people know it's like, be cool enough, or I should say be understanding enough that sometimes maybe somebody's waiting for you to approach and start, a friendship or relationship of some sort. Yeah. Some people took it as like, we really live like this. Oh my God, nobody likes me because I'm Mexican. It's like, no, it's not. That's not how we move, and that's not how we think. But we have to have these conversations of maybe thoughts that have crossed our mind, or maybe things that, as we've seen in the post, some people do feel like that también, way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because this is one thing that we also gotta keep in mind. Like, sometimes there's Latinos that don't feel this way. They're like, yo, I live in a white neighborhood, or I live in a neighborhood that's not Latino, and I don't feel like out of place. I don't feel like I'm being looked at any different. But then these Latinos that are saying this, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, but they're very like neutral looking Latinos, bro. You know what I mean? They're not like, they didn't grow up a certain way, or they don't dress a certain style that some people find intimidating, or some people find like, oh, I know you were a gangster before.
Red flags.
Or like, oh, I know what kind of lifestyle you live. Or like, how do you live in our neighborhood? Are you a drug dealer or something? Yeah. Like, you don't give off that vibe, And I'm not saying that we deserve to be looked at that way because of the way we dress. But some people, we give off that vibe, or we just the way we dress, because we you grow up in the hood so much, or you live in the hood so much, and you dress a certain way so much. You got to walk, you got a certain style of walk to you. You know what I mean? Like, and you don't even realize that you're walking in a certain way that some people might find intimidating. Some people might find like, oh, like he got like this gangster walk to him, like this gangster attitude. Yeah. But you don't even notice it because it's like, to you, it's just natural. You don't see no wrong in it. But other people feel that way, and they treat you that way, and they look at you that way. So it's like, sometimes people that don't understand where we're coming from is because they're not put in that box, Yeah. And it's like, unfortunately, like, people do judge you by the way you look. We can't be mad at it because we do the same thing.
That's life.
It's just life. But it's like, the thing that we grow up to see now is like a lot of dudes, a lot of people that grew up in a certain environment. For our kids, we want to move out to a better environment. Yeah. So for our kids, and it's not because it's like, oh, I'm scared of the hood and I just want to get out the hood. It's like, no, like, you want to get out of a certain environment because it's like, I don't want my kids to go through some of the things that I went through. Yeah. I don't want them to be influenced by gang culture. I don't want them to be influenced by drug dealer culture, be influenced by violence, be influenced by a certain lifestyle that it's like, in the hood, it's like,
and in the hood, everybody's desensitized to everything you just mentioned, way.
That too. But it's like, in the hood, it's like, people got to prove to be tough, you got to be tough. Yeah. So it's like, and at the same time, you don't want to be like in a position where it's like, yo, if someone fucks with my kids, I'm going off and I'm going to go all the way, So it's like,
and in the hood, the chances of that happening are a lot more likely than in out of the hood.
Yeah. So it's like, you're putting yourself out of danger's way because you yourself are the one that might react in a crazy way for your kids, right? So, and that's one thing we do, man. We move out to certain places, man, and we have to, like, for our kids, we have to hide these emotions. We have to ignore these feelings that we have because we don't want to rub these ideas onto our kids to be like, oh, people look at us different because we live in this neighborhood, or people don't a lot of these people don't even want us here. Like, you don't want them to have that idea because you don't want them to grow up with that mentality, man. So
you don't want to infect their minds, bro, because just like we move very self-conscious, we're very self-aware. I guess maybe some people might say self-conscious, but we're self-aware of everything. We're very aware of things. We don't want our kids to hold that energy of like, oh, they probably treated you like that because you're Mexican, because you look different, you know, all that shit way. But I thought it was like, because there's again, I say TikTok because I give myself one day a week where I have to get in there and see what's popping, right?
I'm sure it's more than one day a week, man.
No, one day a week that I get in there for a solid hour way. But there's another trend that, you know, like in the Latino or the Mexican culture, bro, it's always like that, right?
Yeah.
It's like the trend is like you tell like a family member like, hey, I was just diagnosed today. I guess I'm dealing with depression. And then they show the responses of the family members, right? Yeah. It's like, no, tú no tienes nada, you know. Nomás tienes que ir a la iglesia y que oren por ti. You know what I mean? And then another reaction would be like, nomás échale ganas. You know what I mean? Yeah, and it's like, they're discrediting everything that you're going through. Another one was like, I forget it, but it's just things like that where it's like, you're telling them like, yo, I got diagnosed with depression or anxiety or I'm, you know, some kind of mental situation. And that was kind of some responses that I seen on the post, which is, I get it because that's a natural response that is like, man, fuck everybody and fuck what they think, you know, and not in a culero way, you know, it's just like, oh damn, I never thought about that, thanks, and now my life is beautiful, you know what I mean? And those were kind of like it reminded me of that post where it's like, it's not that easy for people, even, and again, it's not like we're letting this
slow down our progress.
Our progress, like we still move around very good. Like I just said, I hang out with a lot of my neighbors. You know, I'm cool with a lot of my neighbors, but that doesn't mean that these thoughts still don't go through your head sometimes.
Yeah. It's just we get judged. I feel like we get judged more for certain things than others, right? Yeah. Like let's say this. Let's say Latinos were having a party, right? And like people like
puro pinche
party, man. And then like let's say people like your driveway's full, so then let's say some people will park on the lawn, right? Like if a Mexican does that, bro, or like let's say a brother or a sister does that, people are gonna be judging that shit, be like, oh hell no, that's see they're bringing the hood over here now, you know,
ghetto people.
But it's like if white people do that, they don't get judged as bad, you know. They're like, well, of course they have. I mean, they gotta park somewhere. I mean, you know, they gotta, you know, they'll make up a reason of why it's okay.
Yeah.
And we just feel like we get judged a little harsher on that. But
and it's good to bring it up, way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a real thing, way.
It's a real thing, and just to give another example of that, you know, before we do continue, at my crib, way, right here in my motherfucking crib, the house that's selling.
Yeah.
Because it's only been owned by these people for like 2 years.
Yeah.
A Hispanic vato, a vato that we known back in the days. I don't know if he listens to the podcast or maybe one day he'll stumble on the podcast.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So I'm doing what I do at the crib, way.
Yeah.
I'm mowing the lawn. I'm lining up the driveway grass.
Yeah.
Bro, this motherfucker pulls up to look at the house that's getting sold, right? He's waiting for his realtor.
Yeah.
And then when I'm like getting towards the end of my driveway, he's kind of like parked right there on the street.
Yeah.
He comes out and says, "What's up, way?" And he's all like, "Hey, what you doing? Like, are you working here, bro? Like, are you, is this your job or something?" And I'm like, "Bro, this is my crib, way. I live here." He's like, "Oh, I thought that you were just doing their lawn or something like that."
No way.
Neta way.
Oh, damn.
And that's a motherfucking proven situation that even a Latino will judge you of why you probably shouldn't live here.
Well, not judge you, but they'll mistake they'll mistake the reason why you're here. Like,
right.
That you're not here because you live here, but they'll mistakenly say that you actually work here. You know, it's a mistake. It's not like a judging thing, but it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like a Latino pulls up to a nice restaurant with this nice tux on, right? And then someone throws him the keys.
Yeah.
You're just doing the wrong. You got the wrong uniform on at the wrong place, bro.
No, that's facts, way. And I didn't really take it like that way because again, we know this dude.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm like, no way, you know, boom, boom, boom. He's like, oh shit, my bad. I didn't know that you live here. I was like, yeah, way, I'm just cleaning up my lawn, bro. You know,
damn,
shit that I do on the regular.
Yeah.
But it was, you know, I don't know if I've ever mentioned that on the podcast, way, but it's just one of those reminders, way, that it's just like people don't expect this shit from you, way, you know, like, and you can't get mad at it. It's just like, oh,
yeah,
maybe I am in a place where people don't expect me to be, you know what I mean? Yeah. Another situation that is kind of funny that happened very similar way. And this is what
lazy. How you be dressing, man?
This was when I was a single man, way. When I was a single young bull, way.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm talking to this girl, you know what I mean? So I had never really like kicked it with her, but we meet up at a mall, way. You know what I mean? And this is when I'm rolling in my 350Z, you know what I mean? So I'm feeling good, way. I feel like, you know, I'm that guy, you know what I mean?
All right.
So I pull up, we meet up inside, and we're supposed to go somewhere else, right? Wait.
The hotel motel?
No. Hotel no-tell. I'm just fucking with you. No, none of that stuff. Way.
Oh, damn.
So in my mind, way, again, it doesn't cross my mind, bro.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know who I am and I know what I'm driving, way. I was so fucking oblivious to who the fuck I parked next to. Or maybe they came and parked next to me after, way. But there was an Astro van that was next to my car, you know? So I didn't even like guide her to the door of my car or nothing, way. I'm just like, all right. So I'm not even looking at her, right? So I'm opening the door to my whip, way. It's a sports V. It's a nice car, way.
For the people that don't know, it's a Nissan 350Z.
It's a two-door sports vehicle.
Not just two-door, but it's a two-seater.
Body kitted y todo, way. I'm opening the door to my 350Z, way. I'm looking for her. I'm like, where the fuck did she go? She's standing outside the passenger door of the Astro van, way.
Oh, damn. What kind of girls were you pulling, bro, that they think that they're automatically going to the Astro van,
bro? I'm trying to tell you.
They were like, another day in the barrio.
Another day. Barrio love stories. Bro. And I'm like, yo, what you doing? Like, this is what I'm writing. He's like, stop lying. That ain't your car. You know?
No way.
Bro.
Damn.
And I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? We're not going to get too deep into that shit, way, because, you know, the feds don't like this kind of shit. But those are the things that you kind of live through and you kind of experience where it's like, oh, you don't expect me to have this. You don't expect me to live here. Yeah. You don't expect me to have this job. Mm-hmm. You don't expect me. And how the fuck am I supposed to think anything different if my life experiences have told me this?
See, that's the important thing, that what you just said right there. The experiences that we've gone through in our life is what made us feel this way and think this way. It's not that we just woke up one day and then just had this crazy idea of like, oh, people think of this of us, or people think, you know, are judging me for this. No, there's a track record and a pattern that keeps happening to me because of the way that I look. So that's why we take certain things like that. Like when I was younger too, man.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about it.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna get like that. But it's like I would get pulled over a lot by the police, man. You know, like they would see, I was a young Mexican kid. I gotta admit, I was a little thugged out, bro. You could say, you know, I was young, man. That's, you know, you young, you do what you do.
You're a little thugged out right now.
So it's like, cops will pull me over. I'm an 18-year-old kid with a brand new car, right?
Yeah.
And not only was it a new car, but it's like we would have TVs in our car, we would have systems in our car, we would have body kits in our car, we have rims and everything on our cars, right? Yeah. So the cops would pull us over and be like, pull me over and be like, automatically think like, you're a young ass kid. The only way you could afford a car like this is being a drug dealer or something, like
and illegal activities.
Illegal activities. Like there's, you know, their first thought wasn't like, look at this young responsible man. an 18-year-old kid, and he already has a full-time job. You know, like
beating the odds.
You know,
man.
That was not their first thought in their head. They're like, in their head, they're like, you know what? Let's find a way so we can search this car because I know we're gonna find something in this car. There's no way this kid is driving this car. So every time that I would get pulled over, my car would get searched. Yeah. You know, like I don't know, my rights were being violated. I don't know, and you know, I wasn't gonna ask no questions because back then things weren't like they are today. But you know, we ain't gonna get into all that. Yeah. So it's like, you know, we didn't question authority. It's like, you want to search my car? Go ahead and search my car. Yeah. But it's like my car would always get searched, and they would, you know, move everything around, try to find, you know, something. They were
trying to find a way illegal to take you down. Man.
Yeah. And then they wouldn't find it, so then they like, you know, say some smart shit, you know, and then I'd be on my way. But it's like those are a bunch of, you know, that's another example of being treated a certain way because of the way we look. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, for Latinos, bro, you see someone in a nice car, bro, like I guess I'll speak for Mexicans, you know, like, and people right away assume that, you know, you're either a drug dealer or, I mean, people will also think that you might have 2 jobs to pay for that car, you know, but when you dress a certain way, you know, that's how they judge you. You know, if you look like just a casual Mexicano, bro, like you're not like from the hood, they'll be like, okay, this guy has 2 jobs or something. Excuse me, my bad. But if you know you're a little thugged out, bro, you know, they'll be like, this motherfucker's a drug dealer. This motherfucker's doing something illegal to pay for this car. Yeah. And that's how we get judged, you know. But at the end of the day, we should be able to dress how we want to dress. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because we've talked about this before, man, but this is very important. Güeros, once they clock out of work, they are that badass biker. Güeros, once they clock out of work, they are that badass whatever they want to be. Like, you know, and they could be bikers, they could be into any what would you call it? Like any type of culture that they want to be part of, right?
Hot rods and monster trucks and all that shit.
Yeah, and like us is like, you know, you clock out of work and you're like, yo, let me throw on these this hat on, let me throw on this type of shirt on, let me you know listen to this kind of music, and people judge you a certain way. But you know, the privilege that güeros have is that when they're driving around in a nice car, people will just automatically assume that they come from a wealthy family. You know, they're not. I mean, they're still judging them a certain way. You know, people are still assuming that the only reason that young kid is driving that car is because his parents are paying for it. Yeah. You know, we are not. You know, that kid might have a full-time job and be paying for his own car, but the way people judge him is in a different way. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not in such a fucked up way, the way we judge, you know?
And, you know, just finishing it up with this way, because, you know, people, you know, we will continue to feed y'all our experiences, man, because I know there's people that can be like, yo, I relate to that. Or maybe some people can be like, that never crosses my mind. Yeah. But then there is some people that is like, motherfucker, it should cross your mind because you're fucking up, way. You need to snap the fuck out of not giving a fuck and give a little fuck, way.
No, but even, you know, even Latinos though, bro, like Latino parents, they'll see another young Latino kid and be like, ese anda haciendo algo ilegal para andar teniendo ese carro.
Anda mal ese muchacho.
You know? So it's like, we are, you know, within our own community, we're like that, bro.
We have self stereotypes, way, but fuck what I was gonna say, way. Fuck. I was gonna say something.
This reminded me of I seen this one little flashback clip of George Lopez. You know, yeah. It's a funny clip, but it's so true, bro. How Latinos we're just so judgmental, bro. Like, and obviously we're growing out of it. You know, we're a lot. I think as a community, we're a lot better than we used to be.
At least we're aware of it. That's a big step of being aware of, like, I'm judging right now. Yeah, and that's fucked up.
Yeah, but it was a clip where he's talking about how Latinos are never happy for you. He's like, man, Latinos and us Latinos, we're never happy for nobody. You know. Yeah. He's like, hey, you heard about this guy getting a new job at the hospital? He's like, what? Ese marihuano? No, I'm gonna call the hospital right now. Hey, you know you hired a marijuano over. Yeah, you know, it's like so funny, bro, because it's like, I mean, obviously he exaggerated on there, but it's like that's really what we grew up listening, like hearing from our elders, bro.
Yeah.
It could be tios, tias, it could be our own parents. Like we would always hear a reason why someone is doing good or why they got certain things. Is like it was a negative. It was like a negative little comment that comes out of that sometimes.
Yeah, even if they're doing something dope.
Yeah,
you know, something really good. Pero has de ver cómo trata a su mamá. Has de ver cómo ni visita a sus padres. No, ese muchacho. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, damn, what a fucked up person. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you're getting this information because who knows why? We don't really know why, but it's never like a full good thing. Like, oh my God, graduated good with his parents. You know, a good relationship. He's gonna get married by the church, and it's like, oh no, ya está embarazada. You know, and you're like, oh shit, you know. So, how the fuck are we not supposed to be like self-conscious of how we move when our Latinos are not even Latinos? Way that's just being like extra. Our own like family, like close family, primas, primos, everybody's like, they're just waiting for you to fuck up. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like when you're like, I'm not doing that good, but damn, he's doing worse, man. Because you know, his mom said that he's un marihuano, que he, you know, boom, 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 he has a baby on the way, and
no, but that's one thing that, you know, like definitely got to, you know, change. You know, maybe it's not just Latinos, but it could be everybody. Way like just comparing your kids with like their cousins, you know, like something like that. I never liked it, you know, like even as a kid, I knew that I didn't like that, you know. When
getting compared to anything can be like fucked up way.
Like, but you always get compared to like your cousins or something like that.
But when can it be a good thing way? Like if you get compared, like imagine your girl right now telling you like, how come you can't be like our neighbor? Like he's always doing this and he's all like, that's like fucked up, right?
Yeah,
like
that'd be fucked up. But that would go both ways. If I was to say something like that,
that's what I mean, though. It's like it's the whole comparing thing across the board. It's never a good thing.
Well, yeah, you know, and sometimes we just by saying that is like we know it would be fucked up to compare our partners with somebody else. But even if you don't even go as far as the neighbors, but even if you go as far as like the cuñados or something like that, you know, like if you tell like your girl like, man, you should be more like your sister, she does this and she does that, you're done with, you know. Or like if your girl tells you like, man, you should be more responsible like your brother, or you should be more handy than like your brother, you're gonna get offended. You ain't gonna like that shit.
Are we fighting?
So it's like you should obviously we should know. Obviously, our kids wouldn't like the fact that we'd be like, man, you need to be more like your cousin. Look, he's always getting good grades at school. He's doing this, he's doing that, or she's doing this, she's doing that. No one's gonna feel good comparing.
I remember as a kid, I was like, fuck that little motherfucker. You don't know all the shit he really does.
But it's like, but it's like, you know, and that's what it is. You know, like I think sometimes, like
there's better actors.
The before generations, they feel like by them comparing you and putting it in that way, they think that they're gonna motivate you to do better. Yeah. But in reality, it's gonna. I don't think that works. I think that works backwards because people, you know, obviously don't wanna. They're not gonna want to do their best when you're comparing them like that. You know, it's just kind of like at work when they're treating you bad or when the environment is a little fucked up, you ain't performing at your best. You know, so it's like obviously like if. That's something we gotta learn, and we gotta always we gotta remember like, oh, I know I didn't like that shit when I was a kid, so I ain't gonna say that kind of stuff to my kids and family, right? So it's just little things like that we gotta change, man.
Yeah, that's facts, man.
You know, but